little personal vlog. I thought I'd share these last few moments in France before crossing back over the border. Anyone that knows me will know I'm never late. And that is because I make an effort to be early. This morning, however, I just couldn't sleep. I was awake at 3 o'clock French time, 2 o'clock UK time. And I lay in bed and I thought, right, shall I get up? No, I thought. More sleep. I'll regret it later. And at 3:45, I gave up. So I got up, I showered, I checked my emails, had one email I had to forward. Everything else I'm going to deal with later when I'm back in England. And I thought, well, I don't really want the breakfast, actually, at the Holiday Inn. I mean, it's very nice. But I think knowing that I've got another long day of driving today, because we're actually going to a wedding up in Scarborough. So, yeah, I'm literally crossing the border. I'm not even going home. I'm going straight up to Scarborough, where we're having 2 nights. And then it's results day. So I'm going down to see Noah for his GCSE results. And then I'll finally get home on Thursday night, which is possibly when this will be posted. I don't know. I think I'm a couple of days behind at the moment. But yeah, it's been a lovely trip. It really, really has. There is something very magical about being out and about first thing in the morning. And yeah, there's a few people here that are crossing. But the time is now 20 to 5. And I could go for free at 7:54. Which was 2 hours earlier than I booked. So I could do that for free, or I could go at 6:54, so an hour earlier than I've got, and it was 101 quid. And I thought, well, do you know what? I'll just wait. That's absolutely fine. But it has been a marvellous trip. There's been a lot of driving. I'm so glad, however, that I did it. And a genuine bit of advice for anyone that... just get in! Genuine bit of advice that I would offer for anyone that is going to be sort of away for a couple of weeks, in Italy, France, what have you. Drive if you can. Because the honest truth is, you get to see so much more because, you've got the freedom wherever you are. For me, anyway, I thought that was well worth it. It was 2,000 miles, there or thereabouts. A lot of driving. But it was good. It was enjoyable. I may have moaned about Switzerland. Switzerland was very expensive. It really, really was. But they've got their toll road system sorted. In France, you have to keep stopping to get either tap your card or to get out, get a ticket, and then pay. I say get out because all the toll booths are on the French driver's side, which is the passenger side, obviously in a right-hand drive car. And this car is too big because of the middle bit. I can't reach across. I have to physically get out. And in France, if you get out of your vehicle on the motorway, you have to have a high-vis jacket on. I don't think you're allowed to have the high-vis jacket on whilst you're driving. So it is very much pull up at the booth, pop it into park, unclip your seatbelt, pop this on, jump out, run round the back, get your ticket or tap your card, whichever it is, run back round, get into the car, taking your jacket off as you throw yourself through the door, and then press it into drive and off you go. The Swiss don't have any of that. You pay an annual subscription, which you can have electronically put onto your license plate. I mean, to be fair, the French do have a tag system, but unfortunately, I couldn't get one in time. It's a physical tag. There's only a few roads in France that you can have, or so I believe from the research anyway. There's only a few roads that you can have the electronic one on your license plate, where it just recognises your license, your license plate. So the Swiss did have that right, but everything was so expensive. I had I was a bit desperate for food. The night that I stayed there, couldn't get food in the hotel, which cost me 180 quid for a night in a budget hotel. And I went over to Burger King of all places, and obviously on my phone I get an instant text or instant alert to tell me that my card has been used and exactly what it's going to be in GBP, Great Britain pounds. It doesn't tell me the international transaction charge. That gets added on later. So when I saw a bill for 2 burgers from Burger King, I didn't want chips and drinks and things. I thought I'll just have a couple of burgers and I'll have one now and one later because of the time that I arrived. And that was £27 something for 2 burgers. When I filled up the car, of course, Swiss Telecom completely disconnects you, and you can only see what it is in Swiss francs. So you don't know what the exchange rate is. When I charged the car, a full charge. Now, this is a very small battery. It's a hybrid car. It's only got about 50-mile range, or I think 66 officially, but 50 really. So a full charge in England would be about 758 quid. And that's on a super fast charger. Do it overnight at home and it's pennies. But if you stop at a charger like the one that I'm plugged into right now, it's going to be about 8 quid. French is about the same. 8.50. I think it was 8.36 to fill it up. The last place I stopped in France, and that was at a motorway services. £17 something in Switzerland, but but you can't argue because they've already had it. You know, you had to authenticate your card, or you can't even use an app because, of course, Telecom's disconnected. So you just tap your card and hope for the best. But yeah, £17 something. I've got to laugh. I think I'd cry otherwise. But yeah, I'm bumbling, aren't I? It's been a lovely holiday. I really just wanted to say, you know, I'm here at the Channel Tunnel crossing. I've gone through the thingy and got my the check-in, and got my ticket there. And I've now just got to wait till 7:54 train, whatever time I get called for boarding. But, you know, 3 hours here, 3 hours at the Holiday Inn. I do miss out on breakfast at the Holiday Inn, but if I'd had the breakfast, I wouldn't have left until 7 o'clock. I'd got here about 1:15, and I probably wouldn't have then been eligible for the 7:54 train. So I think you've got to be here an hour before. So it was worth it. It was worth it in the end. But that's it. I have had, as I said, a nice holiday. Part of me will be glad to get back the other side. I do like France. I'm coming back in October. I've already got something booked. We're all coming again in October. Will I come between now and then? To be honest, I haven't got a chance. I've got various bits of work to do. I've got some English travels to do. And I've got another trip at Portmeirion booked, which is, I think, early October. In fact, yes, I go to Portmeirion and I come back for a couple of days and then I'm back off to France. So October's not a bad month. Right, I will go for now. Thanks so much indeed for watching. Little catch up. I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.